morning on this blessed Wednesday. Every day is a blessing to wake up because you could begin, to start your day off to find out exactly what you want to do in life, right? And to some of us, well, majority of us in this world, it should be that life is really important. And basically, what are you going to do today to achieve something that you didn't do yesterday? I hope y'all can hear me, right? The reason why I picked this topic, because I noticed that everywhere I go out in this world, period, all through these major cities, everywhere, you see crews of people, right? You see groups of a lot of guys hanging on a corner. You see groups of them hanging on a corner. Out of those guys that's hanging on a corner and you're doing your business, you may be doing activities that may land you in jail for the rest of your life, or that may cost you your life at the end of the day. At least 3 of them guys, right, is going to tell on you. They're going to backdoor you. This is this culture, this is his life, and it's been going on for a very, very long time. The reason why I'm talking about it, and that is really, really important to discuss amongst us, is that mostly everything that we do is from the physical eye. Basically, it's from the physical eye, right? And I'm not saying that this physical world, that we don't need it, right? There's many things here is to benefit our physical existence here. But our physical existence has a beginning and end. So the things that's here, right, has a beginning and end. The money, the cars, the woman, whatever the case may be, whatever mindset that is here, a majority of the mindset that is here is barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic, devil, demon, that you cannot see with your eyes. You cannot see it with your eyes because it's not a physical thing which you can see in your eyes. But you know that it exists because everywhere it goes, it causes chaos and confusion in the physical realm, right? And the reason why it used the physical realm, because it does not have a physical, right? A physical being like us. It's not a physical being like us. So it's easy to hide within inside the shadows, right? And to get a physical being like us, physical and spiritual being like us, to do the dirty work, because its very existence is a spiritual world, right? You can't see with the eyes. It knows that. And it's very smart. Once you start doing these acts, murder, death, kill acts of killing, murdering people, stabbing people up, doing backdoor stuff, backbiting people, not being honest, not being loyal, right? And you doing all these things that's disloyal to your physical existence and your spiritual existence, right? Let's just say you got locked up, right? You got locked up because the acts that you was doing upon this earth, right? That you was doing. And you do some time. The things that you left outside, when you return home, it's not going to be there. It's not going to be there for you, basically, right? So you start to learn what do you need to do physically, mentally, spiritually, because now you got a lot of time upon your hand, and it's just time there. It's time to educate your mind, body, and soul, which is really, really important, right? Even when you out on the street, it's really important that people don't take advantage of. They take advantage of fame, fortune, and riches, which is there, right? For likes, cameras, and actions. Like, share, subscribes. Now, you come home after doing your bid. So now you get into it. Now you trying to find jobs. You trying to find any and everything so you can make money, so you can become active. So you can become active, right? In life. Now, it's a good and a bad. It's good and bad. It's your choice. Most people, I'm going to say 50% out of the 100, some people go back into the streets. Some people go embark on a life of working and trying to build themselves up, or just trying to make ends meet because they don't want to go back upstate. They don't want to go back to these activities that cause them a lot of time out of their life, their physical life, right? While you in there, you embarked on a spiritual life, a spiritual guidance, right? You started reading the Quran. I'm going to say the Quran. You started reading scriptures. You start to get into yourself. You start reading books. You start to find out there's a different you, right? There's a different Luke. There's a different you that you didn't know that it exists, because prior to you getting locked up, you was living in this dark life, right? And you was upholding this life. You was upholding it. So now you start to read about spirituality. You start to understand about spirituality, right? Because you got nothing but physical time there. There's a lot of trucks going on where I'm at. A lot of trucks. So now, you start to change your life. You start to change your life, meaning within inside of yourself, which is your real life, your spirituality life. You start to get in tune with your spirituality, because spirituality, right, has a beginning but it has no end. Do you understand that? Your very spirit don't have a beginning and it doesn't have an end. It cannot be destroyed because it is the creator, and the creator is it, but with limitations. He placed limitations on it. So now you start to get in understanding spirituality. Now you start to become knowledgeable about the spiritual world. But it don't happen just like that. It don't happen just like that. It doesn't happen just like that. Because this world wants to know who you are. Over here, you got to put work in. You just can't be talking. You have to put physical work in. You got to pray. You got to study, because now it has to yank all of this misfortune and all of this darkness upon you. Right? Now, it could take years. It could take months. It depends on the time of the Alpha Omega, the creator and everything existing. It depends on his time when to say you are ready. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you so much for being back. So now you're embarking on a spiritual life. This life over here is internal. Once your physical is gone, right, you transcend into this spiritual realm that been here. It's here. It's forever, right? So now you learning about this. You like, yo, what's going on? I only know about the physical world. I only know about the physical world. I only know about getting busy. I only know about shooting and killing people, selling drugs, violating people. That's how I got my name up. So now you living this life. You living it. You living it. You living it, you know? So now you got a lot of time because now you locked up. So now you utilizing your time to learn about this different life that you didn't know that it exists, right? So now you becoming one with it through book knowledge, right? Book knowledge wise, but you have not really seen it up front. because you still got to put work in, right? You still got to put this work in. Then boom, you see it. Something happened in your life. Now you see the spiritual realm, which is hiding from mankind. Now you see it, it see you, and the Creator allows you to see it. So now that you see that it's real, now you going 1,000. Now you become righteous. Now you become godly. Now you start to do things based on the spiritual realm that you encounter. Now you start to change your life around, which is really, really important for your upbringing, for your spirituality, so you can get in tune with your foreverness, which is your spirit. Now he brings you up to him, basically. Once you start to do these acts, and once you start to get spiritually in tune with yourself, now this world right here, this physical world, which is a benefit only for your physical life, right? And a little bit with your spirit, but it's more geared towards the physical, right? Which has a beginning and end. Now, you're in the spiritual realm now. So people can't see what you see. Either they believe you or don't believe you. But you can see this. You're in tune. So it's your job to grab up as many of people as you can so they can see what you see. And this is an actual true facts. This is a lonely road. This is a lonely road and a hard road that anyone that's going to embark on, because you have to believe it takes time. It doesn't come overnight. It comes with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and physical experience throughout your life, so you can understand what is your task and what is your job to do while you are upon this earth. This is an actual true fact. So, majority of the time, I'm alone. I rock alone. I rob alone. Right? Because I understand that this life has a beginning and end. So, of course, I need the benefits because my physical, but I'm rocking more with the spiritual, right? That doesn't have an end. It doesn't have an end. You feel me? So I'm more in tune with that, and this is the life that you're supposed to be more in tune with. Is that life, rocking out with that life and robbing with that life. You know? And I'm here to encourage you to do that life. I'm here to encourage you to embark on that life, because that life is really, really important. It's really, really important for your growth and development and for your spirituality, so that you could teach your loved ones, right? And you can teach everybody that you encounter, because you no longer live that demonic, evil, twisted, devil, demon life. It's really, really important. It's really, really important that you live this life, beloved. I'm going to tell you the actual true fact. It's really important. You know? It's easy said than done, but I know that you can do it. I know that you can do it. I know that you can do it because I did it. And it took some time for me to do. Right? I'm outside. I'm up here by where there's a lot of trucks at, a lot of construction going on right here. So, you know, it's nice, it's beautiful outside. And, you know, you want to come around, look, like you can look up to the sky. Look up to the sky. Look at the sky. Look. Look up to the sky. You look up to the sky, you ask yourself, the sky is bigger than you. Everything that's up there is bigger than you, right? You ask yourself, what is your purpose in life? What is your purpose on why you came into existence? Why was you brought into existence? You start to ask yourself these questions. And after you ask yourself these questions throughout your life, they will start to be answered. They will answer you. What is your purpose and why you came into existence? And then it is your job to embark on, right, your task. So you have to find out your task. Your task is not to be chilling on the corners and selling drugs. right? Into becoming organ donors and putting the sheep over your body, right? After getting boomed down or after somebody sliding on you or spinning the block on you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, your life is much more greater than that. You feel me? Your physical life and your spiritual life is much more greater than that. So, you don't want to embark on a life where you don't understand. You're like, yo, what is this? What is this? Sometimes when we frustrated out of life, that's what happens. When we frustrated out of life, we don't know what's going on, and there's a lot of curveball thrown at us. So we just react physically, and then we cut our life short because we don't know how to deal with the pressure and the pain and the suffering, right? We deal with it through alcohol. We deal with it through smoking weed. We deal with it through Don Julio, Hennessy, and any of these things, which is going to destroy your physical life at the end of the day and put more pain and suffering on you. That's why I roll by myself, because this life that we see has a beginning and end. And I don't want to rock with something that has a beginning and end. I want to rock with something that's foreverness. You know what I mean? That I can entwine my physical life and my spiritual life to something that is forever. Because we doing all these acts, right, to fulfill our physical hunger, our physical appetite. But it's not going to get us there, because you got to keep procreating, fame, fortune, and riches, and money. Over here in the spiritual realm, you don't have to do that. All you got to do is maintain, beloved. I'm telling you that. All you got to do is maintain. And once you start to maintain, you will start to distance yourself away from people, places, and things, because you will start to see things for what it is and not what it was, or not what it's going to become. You will start to see things from a spiritual point of view, which deal with, right, the past, present, and future. And that's what you want out of life. That's grown man status. That's grown man status. You don't need a physical crew. You don't need anything, because you got a crew. You got a crew, a spiritual crew that's more powerful than a physical crew. Do you understand that? You're dealing with the spiritual realm right now. You're dealing with these powerful entities, powerful beings. So your life is different. So you got to move different. You can't move off hurting somebody, killing somebody, doing these things. Everything got to be spiritual, and righteousness. So that's what I wanted to say to you, and that's what I want to drop on you, because the foundation is spirituality, the belief in one creator, right? The Alpha Omega, the creator in everything in existence. And that's the goal. And that's how you get entwined with your foreverness, because he is forever. And that's where you get your blessings from, because you step into your business, all right? If you keep on doing this physical life, somebody's going to snitch on you, somebody's going to backdoor you, you're going to be in jail for the rest of your life, or you're going to become an organ donor, right, or cremation. That's what's going to happen with this life. That's how it does. So that's what I want to say to y'all. Y'all have an amazing day.